Hello, and welcome to the Small Business Tax Savings Podcast, powered by Jetro and Associates. Get ready for another action-packed episode from our team that will help you save time, taxes, and keep more money in your pocket.
Hello and welcome back. I'm your host, Mike Jesowshek, and I'm a CPA and founder over at Jetro, which is an innovative accounting firm servicing small business owners across the country. Today we're talking home office, and we're specifically going to be talking about the home office deduction for S corporations. Now, we did an episode on the home office deduction a while back and strongly urged everyone to not be afraid of the deduction. Today, I want to talk deeper about using the home office deduction within your S corporation. Typically, people think of home office for single-member LLCs or sole proprietors that file a Schedule C on their personal tax returns. There is actually a specific line for it on the Schedule C to list out your square footage and all that good stuff. However, when people start to convert to S corporations, which, if you're wondering what an S corporation is, check out an episode specifically on why you probably want to do that. But when people start to convert to S corporations, they think that they can no longer claim a home office deduction simply because there's no line item for it. And that's what I want to talk about today. First, I want to talk about the risk of an audit. So many people are afraid of audit and afraid that the home office deduction is going to spark it. And I first want to say that the home office deduction will not spark an audit. But I do want to talk about audit risk. If you filed a Schedule C in 2017 and reported $100,000 or more in gross receipts, your chances of an IRS audit were 2.4%. Now let's flip that to an S corporation. Your chances of an audit with an S corporation were only 0.2%. That's dramatically different from a Schedule C versus an S corporation. So when we think about that, if you are afraid, or if you are one of those individuals that is a little paranoid to claim that home office deduction in your Schedule C, by moving that deduction to an S corporation, your audit risk is much less, so that should help ease some pain. But again, never be afraid of the home office, even on a Schedule C. Now, with an S corporation, there is no line item to take the home office deduction. So instead, all you have to do is simply have the company reimburse you for the costs. So in this scenario, the corporation would claim the deduction for the expenses it reimburses you. They can put it in a category called office expenses or something like that. Then the home office deduction, as a name or title, does not appear on the corporate or your personal return. It is just lumped into that office expense or whatever other account you decide to put it to. So you would receive the reimbursement from the corporation as a reimbursed employee expense. You do not need to report that as taxable income on your personal tax return. So the corporation gets the deduction and you do not pay taxes on the reimbursement, and nowhere on your personal or business tax return do you see something labeled home office deduction. Now you're probably wondering, how do you determine the amount to reimburse? The first step is to complete IRS Form 8829. And this is the form that you would use if you were going to claim the home office deduction personally, which you of course are not going to do in this scenario. This form is going to be used as backup to the expense report that you will submit to the S corporation for reimbursement. This form includes the home office percentage of the amounts that you spend for mortgage interest, property taxes, things like that. Now be sure that you keep good records for proof of the reimbursement, as well as documenting the validity of your home office, which includes your administrative use, regular use of the home office, and exclusive use of that home office. If you're looking for more information about what qualifies for a home office, check out our home office episode that we did a while back for more details specifically on that. Although this is a less obvious way to claim a home office deduction, you still want to ensure it is legit with adequate proof to back it up in the event of an IRS audit. So be sure that you are documenting the reasons that it's a home office, the deduction or the expense reimbursement that you're getting, and what those number means. Now, two things to think about when you're thinking about this home office deduction through the S corporation. If you get reimbursed for things like mortgage interest, you cannot take that again on your personal return. So let's say that you had mortgage interest for the year of $8,000 and your home office was 10% of your home. So you're going to get a reimbursement from the S corporation for $800 for mortgage interest. When filing your itemized deduction on your personal return, you would not be able to deduct the full $8,000 of mortgage interest because you got reimbursed for some of that. So you would have to reduce that $8,000 by the amount of the reimbursement. So you would instead claim $7,200 as an itemized deduction for mortgage interest in that example. The second thing to consider is that when you sell your home, you treat it as though you took the home office as a personal deduction. So your corporation reimbursed you for the depreciation, and since depreciation is subject to the recapture tax, you must consider the depreciation recapture problem when you're considering selling your home. So this would be the same way that it would be treated as if the home office was on a Schedule C. You do have to claim some income from that depreciation that you took. So, in conclusion, even if you are set up as an S corporation, you can still take the home office deduction, and we actually encourage it, and your risk of an audit actually decreases with the home office deduction on an S corporation versus a Schedule C. To take the deduction, you simply need to set up a reimbursement or accountable plan strategy where the corporation reimburses you for the home office expenses. You can use Form 8829 to help calculate what that reimbursement should be. Your business gets a deduction, and you pay no income taxes on that reimbursement. For recording the deduction on the business side, you can put it into an office expense account or something of that sort. I hope that this was helpful and helped gain some insight on that home office deduction for you S corporation owners, as I know a lot of our listeners are organized as S corporations. It was great to have you on another episode, and I will see you next week. Now, one last thing before I go. Don't forget to check out our podcast website at www.taxsavingspodcast.com. That's taxsavingspodcast.com. This is a great resource to go and check out our most recent episodes, as well as find extra items if you want to take what we discuss here and dive deeper. Again, also join our Facebook group where we share tons of value, and you have the opportunity to bring situations you are faced with to the table, and we'll help you out in that Facebook group, and other business owners will support you as well. You can join by simply searching in Facebook for the Small Business Tax Secrets group. Again, it's a Facebook group called Small Business Tax Secrets, and there should be a group that pops up that you can join.
This has been another episode of the Small Business Tax Savings Podcast from the team at Jetro & Associates. If you have any questions, feel free to email them, tax@jetrotax.com. We have packages for small business owners starting at just $75 a month. If you enjoyed our podcast, please take the time out to give us a 5-star review in iTunes or wherever you listen. This helps us to bring you useful tips to help you grow your small business. Thanks for listening and have a great day.